Here, so everybody can join in 1 second, please. Do 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 do. All right. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. There we go. So what a day today. So turnaround Tuesday-ish. It was actually ended up really was just a choppy day today, and it was challenging. Right, there were a few moves today, and one of the moves I want to point out today is today's favorite Elliott wave count. So good stuff there. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Do 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 do. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left out the market today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. And then we'll go through the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's get started. Let me actually hold on 1 second. Let me get the right chart pulled up here. For some reason, it wasn't clear in the background. Sometimes it likes to do this, likes to kind of default back to old charts. Okay, I think we're good there. That's fine. All right, cool. Let's get started. All right, so SPX, we ended up down 12 points here today. Kind of still at the upper Bollinger Band on the monthly chart, still green chart right here. Weekly chart. Why is the week so blah? Well, it's a holiday week, guys. We don't have there's no trading on Friday for Good Friday, and a lot of traders like to take these holiday weeks off, and you see a lot less volume. Now, if there's some major news that comes out, they're not going to be at their desk to defend their positions. The stop's going to get hit, right? If they have them out there. And you can see some big moves, so that's why traders like us like to still kind of check out the price action and be involved, just in case there is a setup. Even though sometimes it can be pretty grueling throughout the day, but it is what it is. So let's take a look at the daily here. So again, inside day today, guys. If we go to the SPY, right, you'll see that it was real low volume too. But guys, this is an NR7 inside day. What does that mean? NR, narrowest range, 7 in 7 days. In the last 7 days, the narrowest range day, and it's an inside day. So that's a compressed day. Now we know why, because it's the holidays coming up, but it still is what it is, right? We still might get a pop out of this range at some point tomorrow, so we definitely want to keep an eye on it and see how it goes going into for tomorrow's price action, right? So good stuff there. Let's take a look at the intraday, and let's take a look at the wave count that we've got going on here. So there's basically two counts right here. So one of the ones that we're looking at here is, instead of this being the wave 5 finish, right, what it looks like is that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see it a little bit better on the shorter term time frame, right? So you can kind of see that big finish right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see how it makes that ending diagonal type look to it? I think that's probably the best case right here, best scenario for that final wave 5 move off of that last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, right? Wave 5 any diagonal. And right now it kind of looks like we're doing like this A, B, C, B, and maybe we'll see like a C wave down here going into tomorrow. That is possible, right? So we'll see if we take that inside day down, we kind of finish this wave C and just kind of move from there. So that's kind of what we're tracking here, Elliott wave guys wise, going into this week. So good stuff there. Let's take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. Let's take a look and see. So the ES is chopping around still, right? So we're only up 2 points right now. I mean, look at this day, guys. I mean, what a choppy day today. I mean, just crazy, choppy, super choppy price action, right? Just amazing stuff, right? There's the hourly chart there. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. You can kind of see. I mean, this is tough. Guys, there was a few setups here today, guys. I grabbed a few points off of the ES today, but it was really tough. Even this move was tough to get in. I got, there's a setup in here, and then this one was just like, okay, right? Just kind of made a move right there. And then you had this kind of choppy action here going into tonight. So what we'll do is one of the possibilities to another count here, if you go to the ES, right, is you got this sort of A down move right here off of that wave 5 finish, and then you have your B triangle, right? And then we could be working on a larger wave C, right? So maybe today was just kind of part of that, kind of like a 1, 2, maybe move like a 1, 2, A, B, C expanding flat. So we just really have to see how we handle these levels tonight. Again, you can take the top of that triangle and stretch it out here, right? And we'll see how that holds. Obviously, that was some good resistance here today. And we'll take a look at the bottom of that, too, as we continue to triangulate here again going into this evening. So we'll see where we end up tomorrow morning. If we break out of these levels, hey, great. All-time highs and all that stuff we break down, right? We'll test a couple of these levels, right? So we'll see how that goes here today. So good stuff. All right, so let's take a look at today's topic again. So this week where it covers is a short week. This week we're talking about today's favorite Elliott wave count. So again, tomorrow will be the last day we're doing this since Friday is a holiday. We won't be going live Thursday night, but tomorrow we will be going live. So we'll take a look at one more Elliott wave count this week, and then we'll start fresh next week on Sunday with Paul for the Elliott Wave Show, and then we'll come up with some fresh topics for next week. So, but hopefully you guys have been enjoying this. And today we're going to talk about today's favorite Elliott wave count, where we're reviewing great Elliott wave setups from intraday. So a lot of chop today, right? There was a lot of inside days today, but there was one that didn't. There was one that kind of stood out and gave us a pretty wild setup today, and that was Tesla. So Tesla, what a move today on Tesla, guys. So let's take a look and see what Tesla's been up to here if we look at the larger charts. Monthly chart looking really blah right now. Weekly chart, well, we had a double inside week, right? Last week we kind of brought that down a little bit. Now we're kind of coming back in that range, right? So this is a nice area to try to test some of that double inside week area, right? And overall here on the daily chart, right, we've been kind of grinding lower. We're below the macro downward trend line right here. Then we had a bump line down, and now we're in the trend box, right? So we're in a kind of a bearish trend box right here, or a bullish trend box, let's say. So because it wants to get bullish, right? So if we break out of this range, right, we could try to shift our way back up and try the bump and run. And so we'll see how that goes, right? But so we've been kind of hanging out below the ADMA for about a week here, right? So we had this this down move right here, just kind of these choppy. Then we had a nice down day right here. Tried to come back to the ADMA, down. Compressed day yesterday, right? And then today was just the day to for a nice reversion bounce to the ADMA. Now we'll see if we get any follow through on that. But that when we kind of get a little bit extended under the ADMA, right? We like to look for these moves. You can see here we got a little bit extended under the ADMA, came right back up to it, right? So we got extended under the ADMA, right up, we got back up to it. And so that was today's deal, right? So that's exactly what happened. So how do we get it involved in that? Well, the thing about Elliott Wave, guys, is if we talk, we talk about Elliott Wave. We talked about it last night. If you guys are new tuning in here, right? Elliott Wave is five waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And the rules of Elliott Wave, wave 2 is not going to intersect the start of wave 1, right? Wave 3 is never going to be the shortest wave. We talked about that yesterday, right? And wave 4 is not going to intersect the end of wave 1, okay? Except unless you're in an ending diagonal, right? So an ending diagonal or a leading diagonal, right? And a leading diagonal is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 either at the start of a wave or at the end of a wave, right? And we talked about that a little bit this weekend. So if you guys didn't get to see our show this weekend, definitely be sure to check that out too. So good stuff. So let's take a look. So what happened intraday to get things going? And we'll show a couple of these ending diagonals today that happened in an ABC here, which made it really, really interesting, right? So today, if we go, we had it was kind of rough, right? We were a little bit bearish on, because we've been under the ADMA here for a while. There was actually a quick short opportunity at the open here on Tesla this morning. So it kind of ground its way up right here, and then boom, this move, a pause, and then another nice move down right here. But it had trouble, right, getting below and staying below the pre-market lows, right? And it ended up starting to show some impulsive action, right? So once we start to see this impulsive action, we assume that the composure is changing, and we look for setups, right? So you can see here, very, very clear impulsive wave up right here today, right? So what I would do is I would go ahead and label this. So we got, here's your wave 1 up, right? Here's your wave 1, right? Here's your wave 2, right? And then you can see here, we can do this a couple different ways, right? We could say that this is wave 3, 4, 5, or you could say this is wave 3 right here, right? Just to make sure it's the longest wave, right? 4, right? Nice little pullback right there, and then wave 5 for your nice wave 5 finish, right? And kind of cool stuff there, right? A couple other things you could do, right? You could take your extensions if you want to test which one was probably the better setup, or you can kind of go here to here, right? If you get to the 618 extension, that's probably a good one, right? For the finish of the wave 5, that's what we like to see. Because if it were down here, right, you'd kind of go from here to here to here, and basically you'd be like, okay, 1.272, so maybe not, right? So the 618 is a little bit better. So this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. So that gave us a good push here on Tesla today. So good. So what happens after that? Well, then we get a corrective wave, right? You can see this is definitely impulsive down, right? So what we do is what we like, and whether you're using Elliott Wave or not, right? One of the things you can see is that this is clearly working on a channel, right? So we can see right here, very, very nice stuff, right? So you can see we had a couple nice moves here. And the cool thing about corrective waves and impulsive waves is they tend to be contained by channels. And so either way, however you look at this, it's either a corrective channel with an ABC move, or it is a it's a bull flag, right? And so we look for a breakout of the bull flag, and we look for increased volume, which we got right here, and we work our way up. So whether or not you're counting waves, or whether or not you're drawing chart patterns, right? I mean, stuff tends to work the same way, right? But sometimes it gives you the Elliott waves, give you nice context, right? So let's take a look at this. So how does this ABC end up playing out? Well, what's kind of neat about this one is that this is similar to what we talked about yesterday, right? So we this is a to me, this looks like an A, and I'll show you when we zoom in. We'll go to the 1 minute time frame here. So this looks like an A. I'll make it smaller. A, right? And so to me, this looks like B, and this looks like a C right here. And what I'm thinking about here for this is that it's actually kind of a zigzag move, right? And so what we see is an impulsive wave down here, right? So we have this this first move here, and what I would look for is that this is a one. This actually could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. This actually could be A. You can count this in a number of ways, right? So B. This gets a little bit tricky right here, right? And C. So if we go to the 1 minute chart, you kind of zoom in on this. What I really like about this particular account is that you can count, a nice wave down here, right, for your ABC, right? So what really it's looking like is a, kind of a large ABC, ABC, and then a 5, right? But the wave 5 right here was a, kind of a wave 1, right, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here for an ending diagonal move at the end of the wave. So however you want to count this, right, you can look at it as a 5, 3, 5 with a shortened 5, or you can look at it as here is like a 5 ABC expanded flat move, 5, and then you can kind of try to stretch it out a little bit. But the point is that however you count it, however you add your ABC, right, is that we're in a corrective channel. And once we broke out of that corrective channel, then we started to go again, right? And what I like about it is once the volume really started to pick up, things really started to look pretty good, right? So that was nice. And one of the things we could see right here, if this was the end of this this diagonal, right, you can see a nice 1, 2, 1, 2, right, and then you can see 3, 4, 5, right, and then 2, 4, 5, right, that, and finish the wave up, right? So multiple ways to count this wave, but obviously another impulsive move up right here. This is just a beautiful, beautiful move. Not only was it a great Elliott wave count today, but it was also a great chart pattern setup, and there's also some other tools that we use in our group too that made this a fantastic bounce here today, and a beautiful, beautiful move on Tesla. So Tesla, so is it back? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it has in store for tonight. We'll see if this impulsive wave continues. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a corrective pattern, and then we'll go from there. But I know Kathy would like this thing to go up. And so let's see how it goes here going into the rest of the week. Despite a shortened week, at least there's a little bit of action out there today on a name like Tesla. So good stuff. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. So Shirley sent a few in via email. Shirley, I hope you're doing great out there. So let's take a look at a couple of these. So you've got JetBlue. So JetBlue, guys, the IWM was strong today, right? And so usually when the IWM is strong, the airlines are pretty strong there too, right? You get the banks and the airlines. Those tend to be some of the bigger names, right, on the IWM. We've talked about sectors and all that stuff before, but again, airlines are strong. JetBlue is strong. Nice move right here. Nice measured move up, double pause day, and up again here on JetBlue. So nice find there. GM, let's take a look. So GM, again, a double pause day on that one, working its way up here as well. DBI, let's see if we can get some follow through on that one. Designer Brands, again, big inside day here today. Let's see if we can take out those levels. SEEL. SEO with a nice push, a double pause day up on that one. A lot of double pause days out there, right? So really cool stuff. And then AES, also a double pause day up. We saw a lot of this, right? A lot of this kind of up, sideways move, right? The double doji sandwich, right? Or the triple doji sandwich I got at Target, right, recently. So cool stuff there. Yeah, let's see if we can get the upside follow through on any of those names. Good finds there, Shirley. I really appreciate it. Bullish and bearish trades, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look and see what we got. So you got MU on the radar. So again, this could be a double pause day here for MU. Right, so we had a nice push up right here, double pause. We'll see if it can work its way up. I'd still like to see it get over the 80 EMA on that one and see where we go from there. ON, right, another semiconductor with a double inside day right smack in the middle of that triangle. So talk about indecision, right? Wait for some volume and see which way it wants to go. Apple, tricky, right? So Apple ends up being this kind of red doji below the bump line and below the macro downward trend line, right? So we're kind of still a little bit rough here on Apple. Let's see how it handles the 200 day if it tags it, and then where we go from there. ACB, let's take a look. So ACB again below the ADMA here too. Again, a lot of these pot names looked like they were kind of blah, and then they kind of went up, and then just kind of blah overall on those names. But yeah, see how it goes right here. So we can get over the ADMA and the 50-day and all that good, happy, fun stuff. Walmart again, nice run recently, right after this inside day, right? We got a nice little push up there, got all the way to the 50-day moving average, and put an upper shadow shooting star off of that here. Low volume, right? So it's a low volume day to day, but see how it goes. But again, a nice push there. The last week or so on Walmart. Qs are getting really tight right now, right? So it could be kind of like this, wave 1 up, ABC down, wave 2, and then it could be getting ready for a nice wave 3 up. So I think that's definitely something to keep an eye on right there for the Qs. And then also QS, right? It's just kind of chopping around below the ADMA still, just waiting on some action, right? Get a little bit of a push at the end of the day, but a lot of stuff did. Neo gave a nice push here too, double doji reversal, right? But back to the ADMA, so let's see if it can get above there and get going. I like the volume today. It had some good relative strength, so nice stuff there. And drifting up a little bit after hours. So good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. Oh, LYV. Okay, so not CCL or Boeing. Cool. Live Nation. How about this one? Yeah. How about this one, guys? I mean, I love this. Wasn't this like $3 like during the Corona crash? Let me go back an extra year, I guess, on this. So where were we here? Let's go here. I can't believe this thing actually recovered. That's crazy. Does anybody even go to concerts anymore? Anyway, so that was the Corona crash. Wow, this thing's epic. Just like the complete irrational exuberance of the market as it's gone its way up. I mean, seriously, like, has anyone gone to a concert? Like this whole thing. I'd be careful with this here. It's at the top of the channel. Well, it already kind of pushed back off the channel right here, kind of in the middle of the range, right? So just kind of keep an eye on it there, see how it holds. I'm not seeing too much action right here. Okay, you're kind of at the middle of the channel, right? So just see how it holds there, bounce. If it breaks down below this cloud, right, you might see the bottom of the channel might correspond with the 200-day moving average, and then you might see a bounce off of it. I do like how it's moving up and down the channel. So cool stuff there. Blonde Broker, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. Let's take a look at AMAT. Yeah, so AMAT, look at this one. Whew. Talk about irrational exuberance, right? Applied Materials, right? So great stuff here. Again, these names have just been epic, right? Nice bounce off the 50-day moving average recently. Still continue to work its way up, right? And then today, almost close to a double inside day. Not quite, but hanging in here off of the inside day. It could be a double pause day. Let's see how it goes there on that one. So good stuff. Michael Phillips, the 1-2-1-2, right? So the 1-2-1-2, right, is we have a right, every wave is divided up into subwaves, right? So, right, and this is just for general knowledge right here. So, right, so within a 1, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Within the wave 2 is ABC. Within wave 3 is 1, 2, right? So within the wave 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, that's a bad 4, but 5. But you get the idea. So now we've got a 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So within that wave 3, right? So we're in 1, 2, 1, 2. So we're actually basically in wave 3 of 3. Those are very, very, very powerful areas, right? And a lot of times we can see explosive moves off, and those are one of our favorite ones. So the 1, 2, 1, 2, I love it. So Blonde Broker, yeah, Tesla. So we just reviewed Tesla here today. Obviously, we are still in the chat. A beautiful day today. A nice reversion to the ADMA, right? So now let's see if we can get over it. We are up a little bit after hours, which is nice. Let's see if I can hold going into the morning, right? I mean, anything could happen. So, let's see if we can get back over the ADMA and get going here on Tesla again. That'd be great. So good stuff. So Michael, so WFC caught that monster candle midday. Yeah, nice. Good job on that one. Yeah. So again, wow, look at that. Nice. Yeah. So great push right there. Nice triangle move. And again, the XLF just relative weakness here today. But this name has been prone to these weird pumps during the day, which is really interesting on Wells Fargo. Good job on that one. But yeah. Chop suey today for sure. Absolutely. Good stuff. Yeah, and JMIA had a strong move at the open, but then it kind of pulled back, right, and then kind of just ground its way back up to where it was on no volume. I love it, right? How many shares are shared? 32,000 shares, right? How many shares are shared? 240,000, right? So it's on the smaller candle. It's like, give me a break. Let's do this in the open market. But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of grinding its way up right there. Again, a little bit of action there. CCIV with a bit of a move here today. Again, let's take a look at the daily chart. So daily chart back to the ADMA on this one. We're seeing a lot of these type of moves here. GME. Wow, just chopping in the cloud there, but it is over the ADMA, so that's a good thing for GME. And then BE. Again, BE, the big move recently, right? And then nasty push down below the 50-day moving average, and then back down here, getting close to the 200-day. So nice stuff there. Muku, what's going on? Good to see you. I'll say, hoo-yah. Let's see, oh yeah, hoo-yah, not doing good. This is a really, really tough name. And now it's actually looking like a Head and Shoulders, right? So you got the shoulder, the head, the shoulder here, and we're right basically back at this area. This is a tough name to trade overall with options for sure. It's a little bit tricky with shares too, but just see how it holds these levels right here. And if it breaks down below, this 18 level, that could kind of be a really blah for it. So something to keep an eye on there. Good stuff. Michael, so Kathy's space ETFs flopped today. Not the best climate for those names. Yeah, it was a tough one. A lot of those names. Boeing was choppy. Is it? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, so 77 move. No big deal. No big deal. But yeah, but cool. Yeah, SBC was rough. It did give us a little bit of a move at the open. Ended up 93 cents today. It was one of our favorite ones going into today. But kind of, like everything else, it's kind of pulled back to the 80-minute. So let's see what kind of action we get off of that one. And Viac, you think it's getting ready to bounce here? It's gearing up some energy. I still wouldn't be surprised if this thing just chops sideways just to get everybody, to be like, okay, whatever, for like 40 days or something like that. So keep an eye on Viac to see what it does. But I hope it does if you're in it. So if it gets going on there. Yeah. Oh, they're going to cover this week? That's a possibility, too. So we'll see. That could get things going for sure. You with an inside day up here today. This is definitely one to keep an eye on the radar, too. I wish it had more volume. I love the candle today. I love the bounce off of the prior levels. Let's just see how it holds right here, right? So it could be working on kind of a W formation. So, again, you could be really, really interesting. Nice one, Ollie. I really appreciate it. Good stuff there. Jim, what's going on? Good to see you. So, let's say Diz. Yeah. So Diz, let's take a look. So Diz, again, tight range here today. Again, we're basically expanding the trend box with that last move down. And we're just kind of chopping around here, right? So the real question is, are we going to close below these levels with increased volume and shift the trend down? Or are we going to bounce off the cloud right here, try to push and get back to all-time highs? So we really need to see the price action on it. It's hard to really tell with this low volume, but the cool part is that we have declined here on low volume, so that maybe gives a little bit of hope there to it. So let's see how it goes on Disney. So good stuff. Really appreciate the chart request. Great stuff. Awesome. Well, good stuff, guys. Really, really great, great questions here tonight and chart requests. Hope you guys have been enjoying this series. If you're new here, be sure to click subscribe on YouTube. We do this show every market night as much as we can. We also have a special show Sunday nights with Algo 382 with Paul, where we go through Elliott wave concepts, and throughout the week we do other new technical concepts and take chart requests and have a lot of fun. So if you're new here, please click subscribe on YouTube. Whether you're new here or not, please hit the like button. It goes a long way. Even if you're watching the recording, we always appreciate it. So good stuff, guys. If you guys are in our group, we'll see you in the bubble report bright and early tomorrow morning, and we'll see you in the Discord as well. And we'll see if we got some nice price action tomorrow. Maybe a little bit of action off of this NR7 inside day, and we'll see if tomorrow's a SPY expiration day, so option expiration day. So we'll see if we get a little bit of action here tomorrow before the holiday. So hope everybody has a wonderful evening. We'll see you guys in the morning, and until then, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk